Hello my planner pals and welcome back. If you're new here, then thank you for joining me and giving me a try. My name is Di, I am here at Creative Karma Design and I am still suffering with this flu. So let's just ignore the voice and we will try and carry on because I feel better in myself. I'm still dealing with stuff. So today I'm coming at you with, I think it's 15 tips on project life. If you're interested in project life, memory keeping, memory planning, whatever you want to call it, here are 15 tips that I have learned over the last year. Firstly, what you need to decide is what are you going to do it in? Are you going to do it in a happy planner? Are you going to use some kind of ring binder? Are you going to create something to put it in? Are you going to reuse something to put it in? What are you going to put it in? What size are you going to do? Do you need page protectors? Do you need cardstock? What are you going to do it in? Are you going to reuse a happy planner or a ring binder or create something new? What are you going to do it in? The second thing that you need to decide is the frequency. Are you going to do it weekly? Are you going to do it every other week? Are you going to do it monthly? What is your frequency of time that you're going to have on a spread? I say this because traditionally the double page spread like this has a week on 2 pages, right? Are you going to do that? Or if you feel like you just want to get started and maybe want to make it less intimidating, you can choose to do a week on a page and a week on a page. You don't have to do the traditional week over 2 pages. You could even just do it monthly. And then you have your 2 pages and each of those is a month. What is the frequency that you're going to do? The third thing that you need to think about is any trips, vacations, events, and stuff like that. What I learned from the last 12 months of doing this project is that there's some occasions where I have a lot more photos that I want to use. And I wish I'd put all of the photos, not all of them clearly, but a lot more photos in of birthdays, of holidays, events, etc. I wish there was more of that. So if you're going on vacation, maybe you want to think about, rather than just doing a 2-page spread, that it becomes a whole 4-page spread. Maybe you've got more events and things that need putting in. So if you have a birthday, what I think I'm going to do next time is I will just do the spreads leading up to that, and then we'll have the birthday. The birthday will get its own spread. That might be something that you want to think about. The fourth thing, are you going to do the same photo sizes, or are you going to vary the photo sizes? Traditionally in project life, they are 6x4 and 3x4. For me, I was using a happy planner, so I had different sizes. So this would be an example of the 3x4 and 6x4. But are you also going to want to do bigger photos? You can do that in the pocket pages just by simply using a different page protector, but that is something you might want to think about. What kind of size photo are you going to use? Because you're going to have to take photos that suit those sizes. The fifth thing that you need to consider is, are you printing your photos at home, or are you going to have them printed elsewhere, like Costco, Walgreens, Walmart, wherever? So that is something you're going to need to consider, because you're going to need to do that every week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, so that you're in a flow of having them done. That leads me to number 6, and that is how to keep a note of the stories that you want to tell, especially if you are not printing at home. Printing at home gives you that advantage of just being able to, like, oh, I don't want a 3x4, I want a 4x6, and you can just print off a new photo, right? But if you're sending the photos out to be printed, you're not going to get them back in time. Like, there's a processing time, right? So how are you going to keep a track of these stories? What I have done is I have a notes app on my phone, and then I just have a little notes app going, and then I just jot down the photo and any little journaling that I might need for it. If you don't want to keep the information on your phone, you might just want to pick up a little pocket planner, just somewhere where you can write the details down, because otherwise you might forget by the time that your photos are here. The other thing that you can do is, if you're using Canva for like photo processing and all of that, if you're printing at home like I do, I just put a little note in the Canva document so that I know what my story is about. Tip number 7, and that is, you can tell the stories You don't need to tell all of the stories, and sometimes the stories don't have photos and the photos don't have stories. You can leave a photo blank, it doesn't need a story. But similarly, you can just have a journaling card and it doesn't need a photo. Let each one speak for itself. Tip number 8. If you have a story that you want to tell, but you don't have a photo, you can use a stock photo. You don't need to have your own photo. Use a stock photo. During 2024, we had a couple of earthquakes that were fairly big, like 4.7. I think there was a 5.2 or something. It didn't need a whole journal card. So what I did was I went on Canva, I looked up like seismograph, and then I just did the image, put the number of the earthquake on it, of the magnitude, and then called it done. That was everything that I needed. We had an earthquake, it was this magnitude, the end. Don't discount stock photos. Tip number 9. Tip number 9, and that is, if you're looking to save a little bit of time, cut some of your journaling cards and paper inserts ahead of time. I've mentioned this before, but I have this little, it's a business card holder from Amazon, and it just has all of my little journal cards in it, and that is where they get stored. So if I'm doing a memory keeping project of another memory keeping project and I have a little piece left, I just cut them into little journal cards. Similarly, if you have stickers that you want to use in your memory keeping project, whatever it is, take them out of the sticker book. I always save the clear sticker backer. This is a clear sticker backer. It has no more stickers on it. But if you have stickers that you want to use in your project life or other memory keeping project, and you're like, that would be ideal for birthday, event, Easter, whatever it is, use these and then stick them in your album. Stick them in there so that you know that they're there. Tip number 10. If you are making your own journal cards or printing your own photos at home, I highly recommend going into Canva. You can use the free version. Go into Canva, make a template in Canva, and I will link mine down below that I used for the big happy planner because they're kind of a weird size. Use that to resize your photos or resize your images, your pattern paper, your digital files, whatever it is. So if it's a non-standard weird size like the happy planner, then make yourself a template in Canva, save it as a PDF, print it out. Tip number 11. Don't be afraid to use your own handwriting. If you have a journal card or something, or you're just using a scrap of paper, whatever it is, don't be afraid to just put your own chicken scratch on it. I try and make them legible, but it's not always possible, but I try and make them legible. And here's the thing, the more that you handwrite, the clearer your handwriting is going to be. So use your own handwriting as much as you can. Having said that, I love pre-printed text. Tip number 12. If you have a story that you want to tell and you feel that you don't want to share it, there are a few that I have not shared this year in my memory keeping that are just personal to me, find ways to hide it. You can do a little flip up box. You can do a little swivel out box. You can do a little tag. You can, there's a lot of ways to hide your journaling. So think about that. How can you hide the journaling here behind the photo that tells that story, or behind a journaling card or something like that? Think of ways that you can hide. My personal preference is flip up boxes because they're so freaking easy. And that is the same for tip number 13, that if you have a story you want to tell, but there's a lot of that story, what I tend to do, because I tend to not write that small, is I will literally put a journaling card, type it out, and then think of a way, again, to increase the space. A flip up box. If you put a flip up in, then you have 3 surfaces: the cover, the inside cover, and then the facing cover. So there are 3 surfaces there to journal, photos, and etc. on it. Tip number 14. Conversely to the I have so much journaling I don't know how to hide it, if you don't have a lot going on in a particular week, then think of ways that you can fill it. Again, pattern paper, journaling cards, quotes. There are a ton of ways that you can just fill in that space. One of my preferred things for weeks like that is to use like a little bullet list of things that happened rather than detailed stories. And tip number 15, binge watch some of the content creators that are doing the same thing that you want to do. So when I first decided that I was going to embark on Project Life again, because disclaimer, this has not been the first year that I've done this. I've done this previously in previous years and never finished. This has been the first year that I finished. Probably because I'm more creative now that I'm not working full-time. If you are interested in doing this, binge watch some content. I have a whole playlist of my Project Life from 2024. If you want to go see someone do it monthly, Ali Edwards did it monthly in Pocket Pages. I think that was 2021. Follow your favorite creators on Instagram. You can binge watch a lot of content. I love Ali Edwards and how she's changed up hers over the years. I also love Linda Loves Creating. So check out those. I will try and link them down below. All right, that is my 15 tips of things that I would suggest that you try if you're going to start memory planning, memory keeping, etc, etc. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time, my planner pals. Bye! Bonus tip, if you are doing memory keeping in a big happy planner, I highly recommend getting one of these little inserts. It's a little pocket page insert because you can store ephemera and stuff in it. Highly recommend.